Hi everyone, today's video is about UKVCAS, the app where you upload your documents. This is for people that are applying for their visas or are looking for like an extension or applying for the indefinite leave to remain. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, the centres are closed, or the centres are sort of directing us to use the app to upload your documents, so we don't have to go to the centres to sort of submit our documents. So it's just a much more efficient way for them and for us in a way to sort of apply for our visas. So the thing is, if you have previously applied for a visa, then they have on record your date of birth, your personal details, your passport pictures, and etc. So not everyone is eligible to use the UKVCAS app. So it's only if you have previously applied for an extension or applied for a visa. So they will contact you if you're eligible and give you the option of either use the app or book an appointment and come into one of their centres. The centres normally are there are options of free centres, like free appointments, but at the moment they don't have that. So what we did was we uploaded the documents on this website. So if you upload anything on this website, it would also be uploaded automatically on the app. They are both linked together. So let's talk you through. So over here, these are the documents uploaded that we have already done. There are 239 files. Click on here to view your uploads. Okay, so there are 7 key points here which they tell you to read and sort of understand, because some of your documents can get rejected if they're not saved in a certain way. There might be a possibility of having that document rejected. So I think there's about 7 categories where you upload your documents, which I will show you in a short while. So it's important that you upload each file in the correct document, in the correct category, so it's easy for the person who's processing your case to allocate and find each file. The file format must be a PDF. It's preferred to be a PDF. If not, then JPEG and a PNG. I think a PNG or a JPEG, they're more like pictures, and PDFs are documents. So you can easily convert a Word document into a PDF. Pretty much, it's pretty easy. You can even Google it if you're not a computer whiz. So the next part is file name. It's really important that your files are all named correctly to something that you understand what this file is. If you're going to be saving them as numbers like 1, 2, 3 or just random numbers, because sometimes when you save a file it just automatically saves as anything, so it's best to save it as something that will indicate what the file is about. So if it's a bank statement, save it as HSBC April. So what month and what sort of company. HSBC is a company, and what month, April, and it's pretty much straightforward. So once you've uploaded your documents, you can then look back at the file. You won't be able to click on the file to open it to see what it is. That's why it's important to save it in the correct name. So you would only be able to view file size. If it is any bigger than 6 MB, it will automatically get rejected. They sort of encourage you to upload lots of files, but small files. So instead of uploading 12 months of payslips on one file, don't scan it all through as a one file. Scan it through as 12 different files. So there's 12 separate payslips. Another way to sort of reduce the size of the file is to scan it in grayscale or black and white, or even have the resolution as 150 dots per inch to 300 dots per inch. Don't save it as 600 or 1200, because anything between 150 and 300 is readable. It doesn't need to be crystal clear to the toppest, the highest resolution. They've suggested this amount, 150 to 300. So just listen to that advice. Okay, so the first category is proof of application. Okay, so in this category, what I have uploaded, Durham's application form. So when you've applied for a visa, you can download it as a PDF. We've added that onto the proof of application. I've uploaded a letter from myself to say that I'm happy to go ahead with indefinite leave to remain visa. Another thing that we added was visa card, Durham's visa card, Durham's passports. Any old or current passports need to be on there, and the declaration, which is the most important thing to be added on proof of application. Okay, scroll down. You will need to add at least one file in each category to be able to submit. Can you see medical information? We don't really have any medical information, and neither do we have proof of business. So what I did was I just added a picture, one of our photos, in both of these. So just like a random picture, or like a family picture in this one and a family picture in this one, just so it would allow me to submit the application. Otherwise it doesn't let you if there isn't a file uploaded. Okay, so in other, we have added a document called letter of support. So basically, if you know someone who can sort of write a letter for you confirming who you are, where you live, and to confirm that you've been living together and you've got XYZ children, it just gives that a little bit of makes the case a little bit stronger. We've got birth certificates of children in this other category. We've got a letter for Durham to sort of say, he's happy living in England and he wants to continue living, the reasons why, and why he doesn't want to go back to where he originally came from, and so on. We've got passport pictures of our children, not pictures, the actual passport copies of our children on there, and what else do we have? Yeah, that's it. So in other, that's all we have. So residents in the UK. So in this category, basically, this is the category to confirm where you have been living. So this would go down to all your bills. So if I'm correct, you need 6 bills in yours and your partner's name uploaded. So if it's joint names, it will be 6. If it's not joint names, then you need to add an additional 1. So for example, let's say we had 3 bills in both of our names. So it's like council tax, phone bills, gas and electricity bills, them 3 in our name. Then you need 3 more for myself and 3 more for the person who is applying, the applicant. So that can be your contract, it can be TV license, it can be council tax, it can be water bills, it can be any sort of bill, and it needs to cover the last 2.5 years. So if you've moved properties, you need to cover the previous property or your new property if you're at your new property. Any sort of HM revenue HMRC letters, they're sort of official letters, you can add them. You can add mortgage statements, land registry, because that's sort of saying that this is where you are residing, or this is the house that you've bought. What else have we added? Any documents to say that you've purchased a house or rent, like a letter from your landlord to say you're renting this house. Also, something that's quite beneficial is a timeline for your accommodation. So where you've stayed and how long you've stayed for in each property, so it's easy for the person who's processing your case to see where you stayed. And yeah, so bills and stuff like that. Okay, so in finances, in this category, basically what you would upload, this is one of the main categories that they sort of look at. You would upload all your pay slips. So if you and your partner are applying and relying on both your pay slips, then both your pay slips should be on there. Your P60s, relevant P60s should be on there. Your P45s should be on there. Your bank statements to where your wages have gone into and have come out to. Any bank saving books if you've used any. So your bank statements as well. Your bank statements would go on here too. That would cover the finances. Proof of business, as I mentioned, isn't applicable to us, so we've just added a photo. Live events, so as you can see, I've added 35 documents on there. So I've added marriage certificates if it's in a different language. If it's Urdu, so you would do the translation marriage certificate, the original marriage certificate as well. We've also added pictures from when, our kids' birthday parties, or when we've gone out to a wedding, or any babies that are born, any parties, those sort of pictures we have added on live events. Medical information, once again, just a normal family photo because we don't have any medical information. The other category, sponsors and employment. So in this category, what we have added, we've only got 14 files uploaded. So anything to do with employment. So letter of employment from your employers. So if you've had more than one job in the last 6 months, or even in the last 12 months, you would add a letter of employment. So for example, if we've had 3 jobs in the last 6 months, we would have added 3 letter of employments. Any P45s, you can either add in employment or in finances. There's no right and wrong. We added P45s in employment. I know I did mention in finances, but it was actually in employment because it's to do with employment. You can call HMRC and ask for a employment history, which is really good. They will basically send you a letter and it states what your tax codes are, where you've worked. You can go back 5 years, you can go back 10 years, and it will show on there all the places that you have worked and how long you've worked there for, which is really something strong to submit. Your contract from your employer is also important. It's not necessary to have a contract, but it just makes it that much better and easier for them to sort of confirm that this employment is real. Proof of identity and travel history. So we've uploaded 2 files. Biometric card, the front and the back, scanned it over and just popped it on there. That's all that's in there. And education, another really important category. So this is basically your English test. So if the visa requires any exams, that's where you would put it. So B1 for if it's an indefinite leave to remain, and I think if it's an extension, it's A1. I don't know. I've just guessed that. And also life in the UK test has been added on there. And the third file is just a little note that was received when the B1 English test was passed. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that helped and give you a little bit of an insight. There's no point paying solicitors when you can do it yourself. I'm not a immigration advisor, nor am I a solicitor, but if you read the guidance, it is quite helpful. It's pretty straightforward. I was first worried about, oh, what if I miss something? What if I think I've uploaded something and I haven't uploaded? But if you get a notepad and pen, and once you've uploaded, once you've scanned a document, save it in the correct name, and then upload it there and then into the correct category, and then tick it off on your checklist. If you do that, you keep doing that, you won't miss anything. And the only problem is that once you've uploaded something, you can't click on that file to see what it is. So you need to name it correctly. So apart from that, I hope I've helped sort of give an insight of what the UKVCAS app is. I know this is done on the website. This is where you book your appointment. But you can, like I said, you can upload it on the app. Doesn't make a difference. The only thing that you will need to do on the app is take a picture of yourself and take a picture of the passport picture of the applicant and get it verified, which is quite easy and straightforward. It can be a little bit fiddly, but apart from that, you should be okay. And then you're able to submit your documents, and hopefully they'll get in contact with you a lot sooner if it's been uploaded in the correct manner. Yeah, if anyone's got any questions or anything, I'm more than happy to help. Okay, hope you are all safe. Keep well, and see you soon. Bye.